Hi, everyone. We're just going to give everyone a few minutes to come into the webinar, and then we'll get started. Okay, let's get started. Hi, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining. Um, my name is Alex Schulberg. I'm one of the NREL Prize administrators for the Beyond the Meter Energy Storage Integration Prize, and we're really excited for a great webinar today. Our hope is that by the end of today's presentation, we will have all the information that you need to be successful in the Beyond the Meter prize. Um, and we're also going to have an opportunity for a Q&A at the end of today's presentation. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So before I get started, there's a few housekeeping items that I'd like to note. Um, As I mentioned, there's going to be a Q&A session after this presentation, but if you have any questions during the presentation, please post them in the chat throughout. We'll be responding to all the questions in written form and posting those responses on HeroX moving forward. This webinar is going to be recorded and posted online. You'll get notification when that is available, so anything you may have missed, you can always watch later at a later time. In this webinar, Vinod Saibari from the Department of Energy's Office of Electricity is going to be given a brief introduction to the Office of Electricity. Then there will be a brief overview of the American-Made Challenges program, followed by an overview of this prize presentation, of this prize presented by Sonia Berdahl. We will then go over eligibility, submitting to the prize. We'll go over HeroX for a little bit, important dates, and then some time for Q&A. So I'm going to hand it off to Vinod.
All right. Thank you, Alec. Hello, everyone. Glad to be here with you this morning. So my name is Vinod Saibari, and I'm a technology manager in the Office of Electricity's Energy Storage Division on our storage validation team. Yeah, just wanted to take a few moments to go over sort of what our high-level goals in the Office of Electricity are, if you aren't already familiar with us, and then go over some background information on why we are doing this prize. In OE, our goal is to really provide national leadership to ensure that the nation's electricity delivery system is secure, resilient, reliable, and affordable. And we do this by supporting a large portfolio of research, development, and demonstration programs spanning grid systems and components, grid controls and communications, and energy storage. And we have a budget of about $280 million annually. And so this prize comes out of our energy storage division within OE, and the goal of this division is to propel U.S. leadership in development, deployment, and utilization of energy storage technologies by partnering and leading members of the energy storage innovation ecosystem by helping them deliver breakthroughs across a spectrum of different energy storage development areas. And so in the energy storage division, we have 3 teams, and this prize is coming out of our storage validation team. And within that portfolio, our goals include helping to validate and integrate next generation storage technologies so they're ready for use by end users and able to be connected to the grid, and also leverage DOE and industry efforts to demonstrate innovative use cases and benefits provided by storage technologies. And so within this division, we support some higher level DOE strategic efforts around energy storage, one of which is the long duration storage shot. which is something driven by the administration as well as our top level DOE leadership to focus on developing low cost energy storage technologies that can deliver 10 plus hours of storage duration, which is our definition of what is considered long duration storage, and to be able to achieve 90% cost reductions within 1 decade in order to achieve aggressive electrification and decarbonization scenarios. Additionally, we also play a big role in the department's Energy Storage Grand Challenge, which is a coordination mechanism made up of a number of offices across the department that are working in different areas of energy storage. And together, we strategically think about how we can ensure the United States remains a leader in energy storage and ensure that technology is innovated here, made here, and deployed everywhere. And below, you can see the different tracks that we focus on, which include investment, commercialization, and scale up, manufacturing and supply chain and workforce, marketing evaluation, and technology development. Can we move on to the next slide, please? And so now I just want to touch on, sort of why we're doing this challenge for behind the meter storage and sort of the current status of where this technology is today. I think helpful to provide a definition of what we mean when we say behind the meter storage. So we're defining that as a type of distributed energy resource that can serve as both a source of load and generation that is sited at the customer's side of the utility meter and is connected to the electricity grid at the distribution level. So there's a lot of deployment in the U.S. today of behind the meter battery storage. As of 2020, there was 960 megawatts, and there's expected to be tremendous growth up to 7,300 megawatts by 2025. So behind the meter storage by itself can provide a number of benefits, including providing electricity cost savings for average Americans, both residential and commercial spaces, as well as being able to provide resiliency in terms of backup power during low frequency, high impact events such as natural disasters and extreme weather. And they also offer an opportunity to give owners additional opportunities to earn revenues by participating in things like aggregations or virtual power plant business models. Additionally, behind the meter storage can work in concert with other DERs such as rooftop PV, smart water heaters and AC units, as well as EVs to basically coordinate with each other to provide optimal value to the owner of these assets, as well as be operated in a way that provides value to the larger power system as well. And so really the driver for why we, some of the drivers for why we thought of this prize, include these challenges that people are currently facing in the behind the meter storage space. And some of these include barriers around how to adequately interconnect, coordinate, and monitor these systems, and lack of consistent standards and procedures for interoperability and communication between different DER technologies, limited visibility into the operation of this behind the meter systems by utilities and system operators that are located where they are being deployed. And then the potential value of behind the meter storage systems and their value to what they could potentially provide to the power system not being fully realized or compensated. And then just regional differences across the country in terms of available incentives, compensation mechanisms, and different regulations and processes that govern their deployment and use. So that is all I have. So I will turn it back over to you, Alec.
Great. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm briefly going to go over the American Made program. The American-made program is powered by DOE and administered by the National Renewable Energy Laboratory, NREL, to incentivize innovation through vouchers, prizes, training, teaming, and mentoring. This program serves as a fast track to participating in the clean energy economy, connecting the nation's entrepreneurs and innovators to America's national labs and the private sector. The American Made program started 6 years ago with one prize. Today, American Made has grown to more than 70 unique prize challenges, more than 450 supporting network organizations, and more than 300, we have awarded more than 300 million in cash prizes and support. Thanks to accelerated timelines and goals, this program fast tracks product and concept development from years to months by enabling rapid innovation cycles and creating partnerships that connect innovators and entrepreneurs to the private sector and the U.S. Department of Energy's national laboratories. American Made is an easy place for anyone with great ideas or expertise to enter the energy revolution. We're a fast track to the doorway to DOE's R&D ecosystem. We call the combination of our program pillars our innovation engine. Each pillar functions relatively independently, but also synergistically, together and in complementary fashion. The combination of prizes and competitions, vouchers and technical assistance, capacity building and workforce development, and a network of support accelerate great ideas and innovative technologies in a way that is unique to government. So we're really excited to have this prize among one of our many American-made challenges. And I'm excited to share more about this prize with you. And to do so, we have Sonia Berdahl, who's going to be talking about the prize and then going over Distributech.
Hi, everyone. So the Beyond the Meter prize is a $200,000 prize for companies and coalitions that demonstrate their grid edge technology and plans to integrate with partners in the grid. We're calling it Behind the Meter because it is focused on technologies that are in a building, such as a home. Next slide. The Beyond the Meter prize will award $100,000 each to up to 2 teams, and they'll have the unique opportunity to showcase their technology at Distributech 2025. For those of you that might not be familiar with Distributech, it is one of the largest trade shows and conferences in the electric power industry. In 2025, it will take place at the end of March. In this phase of the prize, companies and coalitions will share how their behind the meter grid edge technology solution supports improved integration with different energy systems and vendors in the grid, outline a plan to partner and integrate with grid edge technology vendors, and 3, describe their approach to demonstrate their technology and plans to collaborate with other grid energy leaders at Distributech. At Distributech, the Department of Energy will have a booth. The winners of this prize will be asked to join us at Distributech and participate in the booth. That means bringing your technology there in some way. I will be working with the winners to figure out how to best showcase your idea in our booth. We also have the opportunity to do 30-minute they're called knowledge centers that are on the floor of the trade show. And it will be a facilitated discussion where people can come and listen to you talk about your technology. The idea really is to offer a space for collaboration. So we'll have some other events that we kind of call speed dating or meeting up with other technology providers in hopes of facilitating future relationships with those companies. So winning submissions will demonstrate a behind the meter grid edge technology solution and will highlight a plan of collaboration with behind the meter grid edge technology vendors towards the goal of integration. Winning teams will receive $50,000 after the announcement of phase 1 winners and $50,000 after their attendance and participation at the Department of Energy's booth at Distributech, which will be at the end of March in Dallas, Texas. Next slide, please. A little bit more information about DistribuTech 2025. More information can be found on HeroX on the resources page. The technology display means that winning teams must communicate their desired technology and demonstration plans to the prize program in advance. Teams that are responsible for providing all booth and presentation materials needed for showcasing their products. Again, Department of Energy will already have the booth space, and you will working with me and other team members to figure out how to place your stuff in the booth. On the event day, winning team members will participate in a moderated panel session to demonstrate their product and discuss integration with behind-the-meter grid edge technologies. This will be kind of a Q&A type presentation, again, on the trade show floor. All winning teams must attend DistribuTech and present at the Department of Energy's booth throughout the event. It is a 4-day event. Engagement in events, winning teams must plan all prize focused on activities, including, as I mentioned, the moderated panel discussion, matchmaking sessions, and what we call the speed dating event for collaboration with other vendors. And I'm going to turn it back over to Alec.
Great. Thank you, Sonia. And I just wanted to mention for DistribuTech, all competitors will be responsible for their own travel accommodations, room and board. There will be a ticket provided for the winners to attend, so that will be covered, but everything else relating to the costs of DistribuTech will be the responsibility of the participants. Okay, so let's get a little bit into the eligibility requirements. So this is probably the most common question that we receive from competitors is can I compete and am I eligible? So within our rules document, there's a full list of eligibility requirements. Please be sure to review those and to make sure that you are eligible. But I will read over these. These are probably these bullet points cover most, if not all, of the questions that we typically receive. Again, these are fully listed in our rules document along with other eligibility requirements. So please be sure to review that. This competition is open to private entities, meaning for-profit and nonprofits. It's also open to non-federal government entities such as states, counties, tribes, and municipalities, and academic institutions, subject to the following requirements. A competitor may only submit a single submission. A group of individuals competing as one team may win, provided that the online account holder of the submission is a U.S. citizen or permanent resident. Individuals competing as a part of the team are eligible to participate if they are legally authorized to work in the United States. Private entities must be incorporated in and maintain a primary place of business in the United States. Academic institutions must be based in the United States. DOE employees, members of their immediate families, meaning spouses, children, siblings, or parents, and persons living in the same households as such persons, whether or not related, are not eligible to participate in the prize. Individuals who worked at DOE, federal employees, or support service contractors within 6 months prior to the submission deadline of any contest are not eligible to participate in any prize contests in this program. Federal entities and federal employees are not eligible to participate in any portion of the prize. DOE National Laboratories employees cannot compete in this prize. And again, this is not a full list of eligibility requirements. Please review the rules document for that full, complete eligibility requirement list. Okay, so now we're going to get into submitting to the prize and what we're asking for in our submission package. And let's jump into that. The first, again, as I mentioned, please read the rules document. This is just an overview, kind of a tutorial to walk you through the prize and what we're asking for in the submission package. but this is in no way complete. The complete rules document is available on HeroX and on the AmericanMadeChallenges.org website. It's linked here on the slide, and these slides will all be provided in a PDF format for you all to view later along with the recording. So please be sure to review the rules document. It has everything you could possibly need to have a successful submission. If you do have questions, we will certainly answer those. And I will give you the email address you could send questions to, or you could post them on the forum on HeroX. But I urge you before you ask a question, please review the rules document. The rules document, it'll more than likely be in there, and if it is, we will refer you to the rules document um, depending on the question that you ask. Okay, so what to submit? A complete submission package should include the following items: a cover page, which is not going to be public, a narrative, which is not going to be public, a summary PowerPoint slide, which is public, and letters of commitment or support, which are optional and not public. Reviewers are going to evaluate the submission by assigning a single score for each scored submission section based on their overall agreement or disagreement with a series of statements. The scores are as follows: the 0 for non-responsive, a 1 for strongly disagree, 2 for disagree, 3 for slightly disagree, 4 for slightly agree, 5 for agree, and 6 for strongly agree. Again, the rules document goes over this in great detail, so be sure to review that. Okay, so for the first item, the cover page, please list the basic information about your submission, including project title, team name, short description, your city, state, and 9-digit zip code, key project members, which is their names, contacts, and links to their professional online profiles, and any other partners if you have any that are going to be key to your submission. The next item, which is kind of the meat and potatoes of the submission package, is going to be your narrative. This is where you are going to answer the 5 questions that we have presented. You should answer each of the following 5 questions. The content bullets are only suggestions to guide your responses. You decide where to focus your answers. The individual answers to the 5 questions do not have a word limit. However, the aggregate response to these 5 questions must not exceed 2,500 words, not including captions, figures, graphs, and references. A word count must be included at the end of your submission. You may include up to 10 supporting images, figures, or graphs. So as you see, the 5 questions are based on challenge, solution and capabilities, accomplishment and team, plan and demonstration. And so for question 1, challenge, we asked the simple question: what challenge does your solution solve? In question 2, we ask, for solution and capabilities, we ask, what is your solution and why is it transformational? In question 3, accomplishments and team, we ask, what have you done to date and what qualifies you, um, what, I'm sorry, what have you done to date and what qualities give you a competitive edge? Question 4, plan, what is your plan to achieve your goals? And question 5, demonstration. How would you demonstrate your distributed energy resource management system product at Distributech if you were selected as a winner? The next item that's required in your submission package is the submission summary slide. This is a public-facing, one slide, PowerPoint slide submission summary that includes your team and/or organization and your mission. There's no template, so competitors are free to present the information in any format. But kind of imagine a PowerPoint slide type slide there. Letters of support or commitment. This is optional. Um, If you have those, please attach one-page letters of support, intent, or commitment from relevant entities to provide context. Letters of support from partners or others that are critical to the success of your proposed solution will likely increase your score. General letters of support from parties that are not critical to the execution of your solution will likely not factor into your score. Um, we're asking that please keep all letters to one page. That does not mean that all the letters combined are one page, but that each letter is one page, and that those are all put together in a PDF format. So um, please keep all please keep the letters to one page, but we are not saying that all the letters need to be combined to be one page, if that makes sense. Okay, now we're on to how to register and compete on HeroX. So HeroX is the online hosting platform that we use to host all of our American-made American-made challenges prizes. And it is where we are hosting the Beyond the Meter Energy Storage Integration Prize. So you can see on the right hand of your screen, that is what the HeroX page for this prize will look like. There are tabs that you can see below that are summary, timeline, updates, forum, teams, entries, resources, and frequently asked questions. Um, Please be sure to review this. You can also we recommend following this prize. You can do so. There will be a star at the top of the page. You don't see it because I took a picture when I was logged in as an administrator, but right near the share and following button, there will be a little star that you can click that will help you. It will mean that you're following the prize. And by doing so, you will receive all updates for the prize. So I highly recommend doing so. Um, and you can use all of these tabs below to assist you. Again, there's a summary tab, which kind of gives you background. All of that information is going to be available in the rules document. Timeline, that is where you will see the important dates that will be coming up. Um, Updates, that's where we will be updating you all. That's where we will provide a link to the slides for this presentation and to the recording of this presentation. If we add any additional resources, as well as reminding you when submissions are becoming due. If we have any rules modifications, anything like that will be updated on the updates tab. And if you follow the prize, you will receive notification of any update. There's a forum tab. That is where you can ask questions. If you are looking to work with other teams, you can post there and create a post to talk about the prize, to ask questions, to try to team with others. So it's a great resource. Highly recommend using the forum if you would like to participate in any of those activities. Um, Teams, that is where you can see other teams that are following the prize. And then resources, that is where we will additionally post all the slides, all the recordings, any additional resources we may add to the prize. And that is where you can find that rules document. So please be sure to review the resources page for all resources relating to this prize, including the rules document, which you absolutely will need to make a successful submission. And then there is the FAQ, which has lots of different frequently asked questions that teams have when they are competing in prizes. So please be sure to review that as well. So go to the HeroX prize page. That is www.herox.com/beyond the meter, all one word. Um, you can choose solve this challenge. This indicates your interest in competing. It is not a commitment yet. Um, Sign in or create a HeroX account if you do not have one. Agree to the terms of use. Confirm your email address. Accept the challenge-specific agreement and indicate would you like to compete as a team. So that is pretty much everything you'll need to get started. Um, I do recommend reading the rules document as soon as possible, and then getting started on your submissions. Um, if you get started on your submission, you do have the ability to save, to go back, to edit, and to change up until the cutoff. And then so I highly recommend doing so to avoid any type of technical errors right before the cutoff. Um, we are very strict. If once we go past the submission close date, we are not going to be accepting any submissions. So please be sure to submit and to submit early and to have a submission up there prior to the cutoff date. Okay, so what's next? Follow the challenge on HeroX. Again, that's www.herox.com/beyond the meter. Read the rules document. I've said that a few times, but it's really important. It's everything you need to know to have a successful submission. And then start working. And just keep in mind the submission close date is I'm sorry, the submission close date is December 12th, 2024 at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So be sure to get all your submissions in prior to that. We recommend submitting early so that you can avoid any technical difficulties that may arise the day of submission close. So that's everything that we had to go over in this webinar. And now we will open it up for questions. And Stacy, if there are any questions, if you could please read those as I am not able to see them on my screen.
Yes, definitely. Right now we have three questions. The first is a publicly traded company prohibited from competing?
No, you are not prohibited from competing.
Perfect.
But
That was
please review the eligibility rules in the eligibility statements in the rules document.
great. And will there be reporting requirements beyond the Distributech commitments?
No. Once Distributech is complete and teams have participated in Distributech, they will be the winning teams have competed in Distributech. They will receive their $50,000. After that, there are no reporting requirements. The money is theirs.
Perfect. That's a great thing about prizes. All right, and we're getting a few more questions in. Is this challenge tailored more for just residential, or does this include C&I applications?
I will open that up to Sonia or Vinod or Mohammed to answer.
And I'll repeat the question. Is this challenge tailored more for just residential, or does this include C&I applications?
I could take that, Alex. I think we're open to both. Ideally, residential uh, lends itself naturally, but we are certainly open to both applications.
Great, thank you. And are all projects required to have a stationary storage component?
I
Uh,
will open that up to Mo again.
yeah, it does require a form of storage, whether it's stationary or a home application of storage, but a storage component must be part of the solutions.
Perfect, thank you. And last question for the moment is, what are some of things that you can lose points? I'm guessing that means more like, what are things that would make your application not as successful?
I would say um, not answering the questions that are asked, not following the rules document. Um, yeah, I would say that it's you know, having a good solution and a great plan towards integration is what is going to give you a good score. Um, Not having those things would probably result in not the best score that you could achieve. So be sure to be sure to read the rules document, make sure that you're eligible, make sure that you answer the questions that we ask, that you consult the criteria that we're looking for in those answers. That's provided in the rules document as well. Those are all the things that are going to lead to a successful submission.
Perfect. I'm hearing read the rules. All right, and we have another question to clarify, would EVs as V2H backup be eligible?
Mohammed, I'll open that to you.
Can you just repeat that question, or I could repeat what I heard? Does vehicle to home equals a backup? Is that the question?
Yes.
We are certainly looking for vehicle to X integration here as part of the integration package, but the battery in the vehicle will not be solely fitting the criteria of the energy storage system. So we still require a separate energy storage system to support the overall resiliency play. If vehicle to home is a function of the particular technology, it will not be counted as the storage solution in that sense.
Perfect. Thank you. And right now, those are all the questions we have. I'll pause for just a moment or allow just another moment for people to think of more questions.
Great.
And I've put a few resources in the chat that you've seen presented in this slide. I'm just putting the last one of the email. And perhaps the last question we'll see is, will chemical storage systems be given preference over other forms of storage?
We are technology agnostic, so as long as the system is able to be deployed and meet the requirement for integration, we have no preference. We're technology agnostic.
Perfect, thank you. All right, and we have another. Do letters of support from existing customers count as crucial?
So when we say please provide letters of support that are critical to the submission, if they are like a participating partner in this submission, if they're if this partner or team is critical to your submission or your attendance at Distributech, then please include it. But if you are just including, past letters of support from prior customers, that would not be viewed as crucial to your submission.
Perfect, thank you. All right, and those are all the questions we have.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Stacy, and thank you, Mo, for answering those. Um, for everyone else, if you have any additional questions that come up later, if you're viewing this at a later time and you have questions, this is not the only opportunity you have. Please feel free to send any questions you have to electricityprize@nrel.gov. That is electricity prize, that's one word, at nrel.gov. You can ask any questions there and we will respond. Again, please review the rules document. If your answer is within the rules document, we will just refer you to the rules document. But please feel free to ask any questions there. Again, you can also ask questions on the forum. I highly recommend doing so, as that can help other participants. They can view those questions and see the answers. And so it's a great way of helping the community of potential participants here. If you have a question that you think other teams may have, post on the forum. We'll respond as soon as we can to answer those. So If you have any questions or concerns, again, electricityprize@nrel.gov is where you can send those. So thank you all so much for attending. Thank you to those that are attending later and viewing this on YouTube. We really appreciate you viewing this and uh, your interest in joining and participating in this prize. We're really excited for this. We think this is going to be an awesome opportunity for teams to showcase their solutions and their plans for integration at Distributech. Thank you all so much for attending. That's all we have for today, and best of luck to you.